Welcome back to another AMC Financial Astrology Update video. DD on AMC you absolutely cannot get anywhere else. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. And like always, we're going to go over the AMC moon phase analysis, the SPY moon phase analysis, GameStop moon phase analysis, and the Ape moon phase analysis to kind of predict where the overall market's going to go and where these particular moon stocks are going to go. So before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you want to show support, I appreciate that. Go ahead and hit the like, and don't forget to check us out at the Market Moon Lord Discord, where I'm dropping DD throughout the week. Let's get started. Welcome to the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. The Moon Lords know what we're looking at. We're looking at the moon phase chart for SPY to try to predict where the overall market's going to go. Friday was the day before the new moon, and we fell very hard, over 3%, which is pretty rare. Now, typically during a new moon phase where the moon is growing, you guys know that we typically will go up, more of an uptrend, and we typically see a reversal into that new moon. We did start to see one 2 days before, but then we had a major catalyst, or 3 days before, but then we had a major catalyst from Jerome Powell that really shot us down very heavy. Now, that being said, I do think there's a very good chance that we're not going to fall that far from here, because if you guys remember, the Pluto retrograde started here, and for the first time in like a decade, we've fallen underneath where we started the Pluto retrograde. And every time we've fallen, I said we're going to claim it again. We fell over here, and we claimed that purple box again. We consolidated above it and then fell again, and then we claimed it again. We've consolidated and actually popped up, and now we've fallen back underneath that. But I do not think we're going to keep falling that far. I think we're going to hang around this purple box a little bit, probably maybe touch a little bit under 400 just for a second, and come right back to retest this purple box, probably by the full moon, which is a Pisces full moon. So you know I'm excited about that. But the bearish scenario, we do have moon phase analysis support at this 388, and that would be the super bearish scenario. Now, when I pull up the indicators, yes, we're squeezing down the MACD. The RSI is starting to go underneath 50 on the daily. The vertex did make the cross, so it does look like, you know, we're not going to get the reverse trend anytime soon. But when I pull up the 8 hour, we are pretty oversold on the 8 hour on the RSI. We're in the low 30s. The 4 hour, we're in the actual 20s. Okay, so we're very oversold. So and we're right underneath this 200 support on the 4 hour. So I do think that we are going to kind of do a little choppiness a little bit for a few days, but eventually reclaim that purple box before the Pisces full moon. The very bullish scenario would be Monday, we just start going right back up and start growing on the waxing moon like we typically want to see, or maybe we just see a little pop up back into the purple box and we do something like so. Okay, but that's what I think on the SPY going forward. Let's check out GameStop. Okay, so we have GameStop pulled up, and looking at the moon phase analysis for GameStop, it is not looking good. We have absolutely no indication of a reversal. That being said, we simply have to look at the support lines and just go off of based on past trends. Now, typically, again, on the waxing phase of the moon, we do typically get a more of an uptrend than a downtrend. But right now, the red is way high on the vortex. No sign of reversal. The MACD is still going down, but we are extremely oversold on the daily at 35. And so on the support lines, we have the next moon phase support at the $28 level. I know that's low, but it is possible we hit that before we start reversing on this waxing period. But I am going to be looking for a reversal on this waxing period, and the lines I'll be looking for is hopefully we are over here on the horizontal volume support. So we could just kind of consolidate right here a little bit, try to bounce above that, and then probably test this 36 before or by the full moon. Now, if we are above this 36 by the full moon, before the full moon, especially 3 days before that full moon, then I do expect us to kind of get a full moon pop to 40. But right now, I'm simply looking for some type of reverse trend on this waxing period, and there's no signs of it yet. And the next support again is at the $28 level. If we do hit that $28 level, I think that would be a good entry to buy more shares, or to really go in kind of heavy on some options for a full moon reversal or full moon pop is likely. Okay, so we have the most manipulated ticker on the screen right now. We have AMC, and wow, we had quite a week last week. Yeah, we had 8 come out. Yeah, we halted a gazillion times, and market makers did their thing like usual. I was able to move all my lines simply down and matched up with the chart perfectly. So the chart has not changed as far as my support lines. It just changed the pricing, but I was able just to drop everything down. It's the same scenario that we have on GameStop, where we just been falling. I mean, look at this sell volume, just falling. And like ever since that full moon pop that we had, it's been nothing but falling on the waning period. And I prefer to fall on the waning period because the waxing period is more likely to give us stronger moves up, especially a stronger full moon pop. But there's, again, no indications of any type of reversal. We started getting a little bit of 3 days before the new moon, some signs of reversal, but then Powell came out, and yeah, the market fell heavy. So when I look at the chart, it's the same thing as GameStop. We're right there on the horizontal support, right underneath it. We're heavily oversold. There's no sign of any type of reversals. I did go ahead and pull up the on balance volume, and you can see we're still super high, the same height that we pretty much were when we did, squeeze to that $70 mark. Look at where we are. All right, so it's not like, the buying pressure isn't there. It's all getting sent to the dark pool. It's a matter of, are we brave enough to continue holding? I know I am. Are you? Let us know in the chat if you're still holding. So we just have to go against the support lines that we have here, because there's no indication of a reversal. I do expect one, but it may be a little bit consolidating, maybe a little bit of a fall before we start reversing. If we fall hard, I do think we could fall to this line right here, which is going to be around the 755. I do think that is possible, but we've been following this trail line forever since that eclipse, and I do expect us to get back into that trail line on this waxing period at some point. It might be this week or the following week, but I do think we're going to see around the $10 level again. You can see my little orange line right here, which is another support for us. Now resistance at the 987. If we can get back above that before the full moon, I'm going to say that's going to be the launch pad for this phase, and we could go back up to this $11 mark, which would put us back into the this trail line right here. But the very bearish scenario would be a major fall to 755, and I will pick up shares and pick up options at that point. So I don't want to get too complicated on this video, simply because there's no sign of reversals. It's too manipulated right now. We just have to go against the actual support lines and see what happens. We are in a waxing period officially coming into this week. It is a Virgo season, so we could start seeing a little bit more stability in the market and less craziness, being in a fire sign like Leo. Last but not least, let's take a look at Ape real fast. Now, it did IPO during a waning period, and it wasn't during a new moon or full moon, so we can't say that's a good candidate stock for a new moon or full moon type plays. But it did IPO on a apogee moon, and that's when the moon is closest to the sky, and it's a major transit for the moon. So I do expect to see some type of movement with perigee moons and apogee moons with the Ape stock. But this is a fun time for us to watch this stock and see how it reacts to the moon phases. It might just react the same way AMC reacts, but they've been kind of going opposite directions when they do move. So we're just gonna have to see. But we did IPO on apogee moon. The next perigee moon will be September 7th. I don't think that's gonna be this week. So there's not much to go over here. We simply need to watch this stock, understand how it reacts to the moon. Hopefully, since it's been kind of falling during the waning period on this waxing period, which is going to start next week, we start getting reverse up. Now, I'm not going to go over AMC's star chart only because the stock is just getting manipulated and hammered down. We need to see the market makers stop all this nonsense so we can get back on track. All I know is I'm simply holding my shares, and I will continue playing options when it hits my support lines and it's around the big full moons and new moons. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you guys are still holding with me. I hope we're not. I hope no one's getting defeated by the psychological warfare, because it's exactly what it is, psychological warfare. We know that they're in trouble, and we simply have to continue holding. So I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. Don't forget to hit the like on your way out, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to check us out at the Market Moon Lord Discord. A lot of great people in there, and we all are dropping DD in there throughout the week. Until next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune.